limited beliefs, emotional burdens, inner resistance, and outdated identities. So, day 11 is about releasing emotional attachments. This is actually a good one. So, while I was in study with this lesson plan, while I was in study and coming up with my own, writing my notes to it so I can teach it to you guys, I was like, this is so good because this relates to all of us. When we're going through and we can't shake, how many of y'all been in relationships, situationships, friendships, whatever it is, and you can't shake the disconnect? You just can't shake the feeling, no matter what. They pop up in your dreams. Hey, nice, and I can't get this. And then you listen to all these videos, and they tell you it's a soul tie. It's a soul tie. With a soul tie, that means it's your twin flame, and you're sitting here running behind someone, or you're letting them or allowing them to mistreat you because the world told you that it's a soul tie, it's a twin flame, it's a whatever, 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 right? Well, listen, that's not what it is at all. It's about learning how to detach from it because words have meaning, right? But there's a proper definition to each word. It means something. But what happens is we, through our experience, put our own definition on it. And with our own definition to it, that's why you can't shake it because you're tied to a lie and you process that thing as the truth. You guys, I'm ready. Day 11, releasing emotional attachments. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is emotional attachments versus healthy connections. Emotional attachments versus healthy connections. That's what we get it confused at. We think that, oh, well, all relationships fight and they argue. That means that they really love you, right? And we categorize that as a healthy connection. A relationship that there's no arguing and then they converse and they have conversation, you put that in that's just an emotional attachment. They really don't care nothing about that person. So let's break down the definition of that. Emotional attachments versus healthy connection. What is an emotional attachment? It is an unhealthy dependency. Okay, it's unhealthy. Now, healthy connections, they foster mutual respect and growth. Difference: emotional attachments, unhealthy dependency. I depend on you. Healthy connections, fostering mutual respect. We work well together, but I also work well by myself. Let's get more into it. So emotional attachments is the needing or connecting to someone for self-worth and the fear of being alone. That's what emotional attachments are. Is needing or connecting to someone for self-worth because of the fear of being alone. Now, a healthy connection is shared support and allowing for vulnerability without losing yourself. Is shared support and allowing for vulnerability without losing yourself. Let's think about that with friends and relationships, right? Let's look at emotional attachments and healthy connections. When you have friends that, hey, you don't talk every day, you don't but when you reconnect, you guys can pick back up. No one's thinking like, oh, you must be mad or you hate me or this, that. It's none of that because we know how to be on our own. We know how to get along with people and work well with people, but we also know how to get along with ourselves. An unhealthy attachment, which is the emotional attachment, is in that same friendship that I can't listen, I can't do this without my best friend. I need this person here. This person gives me life. When she come around, she gives me the courage. I need you when I go take my test. I need you around here. I need you when I'm going through relationship issues. I'm calling you. I'm doing this and I'm doing that because I can't make decisions on my own. The reason why I can't make decisions on my own because something happened in my childhood, but I don't know that yet. This is what I'm teaching you. I don't know that it was something that happened in my childhood. All I know is that right now I need someone to go through the process, and going through the process, right? What happens with that? You do not use your own mind. You're waiting on someone to give you the answer. That one that you can't go buy a car or go make any business or do anything without, hey, you think I should do this? You think I should do that? That stems from childhood. But we're going to get more into it. Let's talk about in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, the emotional attachment in a relationship, that is becoming codependent on your spouse. Now I'm jumping ahead of myself, so let's go into it. So examples of emotional attachments for a and healthy connections. Emotional attachments, as we talked about, can be, y'all ready? Emotional attachments, we talked about, is unhealthy. Focuses on self needs, meaning I'm relying on other people for happiness. I need you to make me happy. I can't go on vacation by myself. I need somebody to go with me. I need somebody to go out to eat with me. I need somebody to go to the movies with. I need. I can't do this on my own. Now, and then you go from the clingy and the fear, needs to rely on others, right? And then fear of abandonment. That's the clingy, and the fear is fear of abandonment, the excessive need for attention. The excessive need for attention. Listen, at one point in my life, I fed all of these categories. I fed all of these categories because I was unhealed and I didn't know that it was an issue. I thought that it was normal. I thought it was normal, right? So, loss of self. Your mood depends on others' action. How many of you have that family member or that friend that, hey, when they wake up or when they come around, it depends on everybody else's mood? That's those ones that say, I match energy. What you don't realize, the reason why you match energy is because you're unhealed. See, nobody want to hear the truth, right? I match energy. Why would you want to match somebody energy? If they're nasty, why would you want to be nasty? If they're a mess, why would you want to be a mess? Okay, so let's get back into it. So, loss of self. Your mood depends on others' action. How many of you guys know someone that, like I said, they want to match energy? I match energies. I'm matching your energy. I'm matching energy. You know, if you acting like this is where I'm going to show up. Well, that's an unhealed person. An unhealed person will always try to meet somebody at their lowest point. You coming to me with low energy and I'm going to meet you there. That is so unhealed, but you don't know it's unhealed because this is your product of your environment and this is how the world operates. So you're going with the flow, right? And then control and expectations. This is overdriven by your thoughts, right? Meaning that you're waiting on them to fulfill your needs. You're always looking for something. You're always in your what if. You're always in your mindset. You're always trying to figure it out, like what is going on, and trying to fix it to present it to them. Wrap yourself up, present it to them. Now, healthy attachment, interdependency. What is interdependency? Healthy attachments, interdependency. What does that mean? Interdependency is a healthy balance of individuals that support each other. That's what interdependency is, right? Codependency is very unhealthy because I need you so I can become the best version of me. I need you so I can feel whole. I need you so I can get through this process. I need you because I don't know how to do it on my own. And what happens? Where does it all start from? It starts from your childhood. That's why I'm teaching you how to self-heal. Because the reason you think that way, because somewhere as a child, you felt that, hey, I can't do this without this person. A lot of times, mothers will make their children very codependent on them. And then they get to their adulthood, and that man can't have an awesome relationship, and he can't experience that relationship at the level that he want to experience it on because his mama is always in the mix. Sometimes parents will make their children so codependent on them that even as the daughter, she's so codependent on her mom and just, mom, tell me what to do. And now that mom is in their relationship. It starts from childhood. It's a reason for everything. So some examples of healthy attachments are you focus on mutual growth, meaning you stay an individual. You stay an individual. You do not stop becoming your own self to fit in. You continue to be you. So for me, I would have a lot of problems with this. I've always had problems with this. The reason why I had problems with it is because people always wanted me to go with the flow of what they're doing. And then because I didn't go with the flow of what they were doing, then they looked at me that something got to be wrong with me because everybody else is doing it. I don't do what everybody else do. I see the mess in that. I seen it.
Yes, I seen the chaos in that. I seen the stress in that. I seen all those things. And I know that I won't fit in. If I really was to open up and speak up about it, you wouldn't want to be my friend anymore. You wouldn't even want me around anymore. So it's best to just allow me to be who I am, because that's allowing me not to judge you, allow you to be yourself, right? You be yourself. And then I do my thing over here. I'm an individual, right? And sometimes it was a good thing and it was a bad thing. When it came to work, I've always worked by myself. So when it was time to collaborate with others as a team, I would, in my mind, have a solution. It would be so simple, but the team needed to all come together as one. So I had to learn. I had to learn, right? But for the most part, I'm so interdependent. I can be by myself. I can sit in the home by myself. I don't need a bunch of people to come over. When the football games start, what I like college football. When I'm watching football, I don't have to call everybody and say, hey, what we going to do? We're going to all hang. I don't have to do all that. And the reason why I don't have to do all that is because I like my alone time. I could chill in my living room and be left alone, because when I bring people over, it's kind of like this. Now I got to host. I got to host a little bit. I gotta, kind of get out of I'm not that type of person. I'm not a hostess. I don't host. I'm the worst at hosting. You will be bored to pieces dealing with me, because I will make you interdependent. Hey, Christina. Okay, so then you have shared support. You enjoy time together, but you also enjoy time by yourself. These are healthy habits. And then your heart center, meaning that people that come into your life, you don't gatekeep. You want the best for them. Let me tell you what the world did to those type of people. What the world said is, if you want the best for people, it's something up with that. It's a catch to that. Something is up. So is something wrong with you if you want the best for someone? What's in it for you? What's in it for you? It's nothing in it for me. See, the world will never understand the full capacity of what it really is between spiritual and physical. See, the spiritual, when people are tapped in spiritually and know who they are, and you have some that say the chosen one, some that say this, some that, whatever you want to call them, at the end of the day, it is the ones that chose love. It is the ones that chose purpose. It is the ones that said, okay, God, I'll follow you and I'll do what you need me to do. Those are the ones that seem to get drugged through the mud all the time. They get drugged through the mud, and it's like, oh, it's a catch to it. They're doing something for free. It's something to it. Oh, they talking about me. Oh, they doing it. Right? And it just keep going and keep going. And what happens is a lot of people turn that healthy attachment, and then they turn it into the emotional attachment, which is, I'm going to change who I am just to get along with everybody else. Listen, I've done it. I can only teach you guys. My programs are built off of my testimony and the things that I went through. I can't teach you from somewhere that I've never been. I teach you from the place of where I went through, because I can speak to that. And if you're going through that, I can speak to that. So with that, I went from being heart-centered, wanting the best for everyone, and I still wanted the best for everyone, but then I became as I was unhealed, I became so focused on proving my worthiness and pouring into people, trying to show them, and pouring and pouring and pouring. But I had to learn that was unhealthy. I didn't know. So a healthy thing is heart center, is wanting the best. I'm going to give you an example of both the emotional attachment and the healthy attachment. So the emotional attachment is, I can't be happy unless you're there. The healthy attachment is, I'm happy with you and I'm happy with myself. Either or. Let's look at that in a relationship. Now, this is the craziest thing to me. In a relationship, you can be happy with that person, and when they're not there, you're happy. You're minding your business. You're watching the game. You're doing whatever it is that you want to do. You're playing a video game. You're writing. You're creating. You're doing all these things. But an unhealed person will say, "Oh, you ain't paying me no attention. You don't have these emotional attachments," because that's all they know. They don't know about healed. This is why a lot of healed people are single, because the unhealed is more to it. What are you doing? You can't be, it's no way that you sitting around and you ain't calling to check on me. You're not doing that. You must be cheating. You must be doing this. You must really don't like me. I must not be the main chick. I must not be the main dude. It's something to it. It's a catch to it, because because they only know emotional attachment. So as you heal, my job is to teach you that as you're healing and you're learning about healthy attachments, I need you to also be able to identify emotional attachments, because when that relationship starts, he or she may come in and emotionally attached, and you have the healthy attachments, and you need to be able to recognize that, hey, it's not that they're challenging you, it's not that they're being narcissistic, it's not that they're being mean, it's not that they're a nasty person. Baby, they only understand emotional attachments. So either you can stay and teach them, or you can release. That's what the whole purpose of the inner transformation. Identify and release what's no good for you. Release the undesirable and keep the desirable, but create boundaries. So if you want to have that person in your life, as you desire that person, I need you to create boundaries, because if you don't create those boundaries, they're going to put their unhealed emotional attachments on you, and then you're going to revert back to being just like them. Sometimes that's all the enemy wants, is to reel you back to him. Okay. So that was number one. So number two, signs you're still emotionally tied to something or someone. I told you this lesson was going to be good because this is going to hit home with everyone, right? So the first one, we talked about emotional attachments versus healthy connection. And emotional attachment is what? Unhealthy dependency. You become codependent in dependency. Healthy connections fosters mutual respect and growth. Now, two, signs you're still emotionally tied to something or someone. Let me tell you what the world said. Girl, it's a soul tie. Girl, it's a twin flame. Oh, that soul tie. Oh, you had unprotected sex. Y'all tied. Oh, that's what it is. And guess what the enemy say? Yep, that's exactly what it is. So if he can keep you in the wilderness, you know, the wilderness is confusion. The wilderness is, if he can keep you in the confusion of what it is that's happening to me, why I'm attached to this person, then what he can do is keep himself attached to you, right? Because you'll accept that, oh, that's just a soul tie. And so, oh, well, but I can still go on in life. You'll go on in life and you won't achieve anything that you're supposed to, which is your purpose and your inheritance and where you're supposed to be, and you're healing your true authentic self, because you stuck to where the enemy put you. And he said, this is a soul tie, but I'm here to, we're here to break that. I told you, we breaking generational curses over here. We're breaking generational curses over here. Do I believe in soul ties? Yes, I do. But however, what I'm teaching you is how to break the emotional soul ties. So signs you're still emotionally tied to something or someone. Let's talk about it. You have persistent, intrusive thoughts, intense emotional reactions, which is jealousy or anxiety, and it's difficult to move on. It's unresolved grief and resentment. You go through life feeling this way, like, right? But intrusive, what is intrusive? Intrusive is unwanted. So you have all these unwanted thoughts. You see how I just stopped it right there? You have all these thoughts, intense emotional reactions, all these thoughts, and you just thinking like, but I'm not even thinking, I'm in the middle of doing this. Why am I thinking about this? Why am I doing that? Because it's intrusive. It's forced on you. It's unwanted, because if it was up to you, you wouldn't think about it at all. It's unwanted. So that's what the enemy do. Okay, I don't care nothing about what you want. You let me in. Whenever you leave the gate open, you let the enemy in. So you can't tell the enemy how to perform in your house once you let him in. He does what he wants to do. You can't leave the gate open and expect the enemy to behave, to have the values and morals you have. No, he has his own thing. He's his own individual. But he's going to get you to comply by forcing thoughts on you. Forcing those thoughts and those intense emotions, and you like, why? Why are you still emotionally tied to something or someone? I'm telling you why. This is how the enemy attached to your emotions, right? And if you don't become emotionally intelligent, the enemy will play on your top at all times. But guess what? Don't fret, my friends. I'm the coach that's here to save the world. How am I going to save the world? By teaching you how to heal. I'm going to help you identify all these things. So let's get into it. So I'm going to give you some signs of emotional, mental signs. Here it is. Constant thinking, It's occupying your mind and the what if scenario. All of a sudden, you left that chick alone. You don't want nothing to do with her. And all of a sudden, you like, well, what if I was the problem? What if? Or what if? Or maybe what if I do this and what if I do? It's unhealthy. What are you going to do? It's unhealthy. You're going to keep trying to make it better, but it's unhealthy. And I need you to accept that it's unhealthy. Instead of saying, what if? Instead of constantly thinking, when you think about it, every time it comes to your mind, this is how you defeat it. Yep, that memory, but it was unhealthy. Yep, that memory, but it hurt me. Yep, that memory when God had to get me up off the floor. Yep, that memory, yeah, but it made me lose all my weight. It made me, miss out on sleep. It made me do so many things. You have to combat what the enemy is throwing at you. Okay? That is how you control your mind. Now, another one is intense emotional swings, meaning that the strong feelings of love, obsession, jealousy, or you just dreading a thing. Listen, I'm telling you what it all is, because even I'm spiritual. I don't go off into all this religion thing, but at the same time, I'm wise enough to understand that the enemy will tell me that it is a soul tie to have me thinking that it is so spiritual that I can't disconnect. It is meant. See, when you think of spiritually connected, you think like, oh, this is destined to be. There is no walking away. It's supposed to happen. Whether it's supposed to take me away or teach me a lesson, it's supposed to happen. That's what the enemy want to tie you to, but it's not. It's an emotional tie that you have to disconnect. Because we're not emotionally intelligent, we call it everything else but emotions. You control your emotions. I'm going to talk about that. I tell y'all, your emotions is what? It affects your energy. What is your energy? That's your money. That's your currency. Yeah. Love does not hurt. A lot of people think love hurt. That's why they don't want to get back in a relationship. It's called philobia, the fear of being in love. Now, another one is difficulty letting go, moving on from past relationships, even if it was unhealthy. You got difficulty letting go, even though every time they come into your life, they're hurting you. It hurt. I don't care. Grandma was married to granddaddy for 50, 60, 70, 80 years. Since they was 12 years old, they've been married. They got married and got a mule and they went on about their way. And they've been married all this time to death do us part. I know. I get it. But we're in a different time. We have evolved. It's no way that it's okay to be with someone regardless of how it go, and they're mistreating you and making you feel less than, and then you become emotionally attached to them because, hey, we've been knowing each other this long. So we're family. That's how you look at it. We've been knowing each other for this long. We're family. It doesn't matter what happened. Even if we get a divorce, I'm still going to always be with you. I'm still going to always be there. I'm still going to put you first. I'm still going to put you before everybody else. What? Oh, tell me how your new chick and your new dude feel about that. It don't matter what because they don't understand that relationship. Oh. Oh. Do you understand how unhealthy that is? Another one is feeling drained and influenced. Feeling emotionally exhausted even after you thinking about it. Feeling emotionally exhausted even while you're just thinking about it. When you're thinking about it, you just feel so tired. You just feel so tired. You just tired. Like, listen, it is some people that I have met in my life that, baby, just looking at them make me tired. I'm just like, oh, Lord, I'm tired. And when they speak, you just make me so tired. Please. Right? So another one is keeping reminders. I'm teaching you how to let go. Gifts, holding on to clothes, holding on to the memories, holding on. Those are examples of emotional mental signs, right? And then you have the other one, which is stalking them online, right? The regular contact and neglecting your own needs. Well, I know I need to take care of this, but if he called me, I'm going to just throw that to the side and I'm going to run over here. Or if she called me, get out of here. I don't need that. I don't need no doctor's appointment. I know they said I got a bad report, but I don't need that report because I got this person that I want in my life coming. I don't want that. right? No, let that
I
go.
do.
Your soul resist release. And we're going to tie that to your emotional. It's hard for your soul to release emotional attachments. I'm going to give it to you bottom line up front because we're wired for connections. We're wired for connections. It's rooted from our past connections and experiences. We're wired for that. You know, we were created for connections. Let's take it back biblically, right? We had Adam and Eve. We were created for each other. We were created to be a helpmate to him. We was not created to be beat down. We wasn't created to be emotionally attached. We wasn't created for any of those things. You have to take things back to the basics because as a connected, right? We were created as a helpmate. But that does not mean that, hey, when he having a bad day, he take it out on us. It does not mean that we were supposed to be his crutch. It does not mean that we were supposed to just sit and do whatever he say. That's not what it meant. What it meant is to be his helper, right? Meaning that, let's look at it in perspective. Men, you need someone to teach you emotional intelligence. So in situations, let's look at kings and queens. When it was time to rule, the king would get his councilman. Yeah, I got my councilman. We talking. But I'm going to take it back to my wife because of the fact I'm about to rule the people. And since I'm going to rule the people, I have to have that empathy for the people. Even if I really care or don't care, she's going to show me how to deliver this message from a place of my heart. That's how we balance each other. So that's why we were created for connections. However, the world taught us that taught us to make them unhealthy, unhealthy relationships by control. The world taught us to take what it is we were created for connection and turn that into a control thing. If I come into your life to help you, if I come into your life to make it better, then you decide, okay, well, you're mine and we're going to do it this way. And I'm going to use what you came and brought me for my benefit. No, that's how the world made it unhealthy by saying that men are here, women don't speak, women, and all these different things, which caused us to now start to be emotional and attached because now we're thriving, not thriving. We're starving for the attention of our spouse or our significant other. We're starving for something. So now we'll take breadcrumbs. Oh, okay. A win is a win. At least he talked to me. A win is a win. It's Christmas time. At least he remembered my birthday. You understand? No. So number 4 is emotional detoxing. This is the good part. How do you emotionally detox? What does it do? It helps manage your feelings. When you detox, it helps you manage your feelings because your emotions react, right? You have to have an emotion for you to feel. So there you have it. So what do? It is a mindful process. When you detox, it is a mindful process of recognizing, processing, and releasing suppressed or stagnant negative energy. This is a way for you to just release it. So I'm going to give you signs of if you need to emotionally detox. 1, you're feeling easily overwhelmed. It's just this was the last thing. this is too much. This is just too much. You can't even grasp. You can't focus. You can't. Then you overreacting to minor situations. You know what the world told you? Oh, that was so small. You crazy. Something wrong with you. You need therapy. You need something. You're not normal. Because that was so small. Something wrong with you. You need to no. You overly stimulated. You got too much going on. So it's causing you to react that way. It's that, you know what? It's not stemmed from that one little small thing that you did, right? That now I reacted. It's something rooted deeper. Something rooted deeper. You was the last one that was going to play with me today. Do you understand? You was the last one that was going to push me over the edge because this keep happening to me. So I always say therapy is great. Therapy. Another one is difficulty sleeping, or you got persistent fatigue, even though you just woke up from a nap. Now you're tired again. These are signs you need emotional detox. And then you dwell on the past hurt. Another one is unhealthy vices, drinking, smoking, Anything that's going to cause harm to the temple, to the body, to the mind, the spirit, whatever, is unhealthy. And then difficulty being present. In order to be successful in life, and this is what I teach people, in order to be successful in life, if it's something that you want out of life and it's something that you want to change about yourself, and if you're looking for God, if you need God and you're trying to find God and you need him, baby, you got to become present. You have to get in the present time. Everything that you need is in the present time. Those blessings and those prayers and everything that you've been asking God for is here, is in the present time. The divine time, and where is that? It's in the present time. It's just that we don't dwell there because the world told us to focus on gold. Each lingering attachment, because this is the reality check that we're going to do. For each lingering attachment, I want you to write this. What emotions need, what emotional need it feels. What that attachment, what emotional, for that attachment that you come up with, I want you to write, what emotional need does it feel? What emotional need does it feel? Then I want you to ask yourself whether it still aligns with your healed self. And then the next one is, what maintaining it cost you? What was the cost of maintaining this thing? What's the cost of it? And I'm going to start you off with, what do you mean cost? As I tell you, energy is currency. Energy is currency. So if energy is currency, that means my emotions can affect my energy. And if it affects my energy, then I become poor. It costs me so much. It costs me, it costs me with depression. It costs me downtime. It costs me so much. So am I willing to let whatever that lingering attachment affect my energy? Because that's where your money is. Your money is not in the dollars from the government. Your money is spiritual, your energy. You got good energy, calling in everything. I don't chase bags, they come to me. I ask God for a thing and I get it. I don't mistreat anybody. I do right by everyone. And guess what? I'm always open to receive because I cleared the way. My energy said, hey, I'm ready to receive. My energy said, I need my paycheck, please. My energy said, hey, I don't work the overtime over here. My energy is what pays me. It's not the people. It's not this world. It's my energy. I appreciate you more. I mean, it's not the world. It's my energy that pays me is what I was trying to say. So that's what I need you to look at. And then here's an exercise that you can do when you need to detox or when you identify. Everything is about acknowledging, right? If you acknowledge an issue, if you acknowledge it, then you can deal with it. Acknowledging whatever the issue is, the emotional issue, you acknowledge, put a name to it, speak to it. You know exactly what it is. Now you can defeat it. You get it? Now you can defeat it. See, the same thing with when you guys are praying and you're rebuking spirits. Everyone love to say, I rebuke you. Yes, you do. You rebuke it, baby, but you're not rebuking the right thing. I rebuke all the narcissistic people. I rebuke you, but that's not, what is that? See, the root of that is confusion. You have to rebuke confusion. I rebuke confusion. I rebuke chaos. I rebuke anxiety. I rebuke the depression. You have to call it out by name, but you have to acknowledge it, right? So that's how you defeat it. So once you acknowledge what it is, I want you, whatever you're going through, to calm yourself down. I just want you to take your fingers right over your heart. Slightly tap. Don't be over there beating your chest, because a lot of y'all, listen, I be giving y'all different techniques. And what you do is you take it in public and you become really messy with it. Let me tell you how y'all be messy. You into it with somebody. And then immediately, like, you know what? I remember Coach Now said this, girl, I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to calm down. Because you want everybody to know that you're doing something, right? Which is still causing an unhealthy response. This is something that should be for you. Once you tap here, you're signaling two things. You're taking attention off of what's going on because you feel. And what you're feeling on top of your heart, I need you to remind yourself that, hey, oh, maybe that don't look good. Maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe you should just do this. And what you're saying is this. to your heart. Your heart pumps love. Your heart pumps peace. Your heart pumps joy. Your heart is pure and your heart is authentic. It is you operating from your true self. This that's happening does not represent anything of you. And this is what you're reminding yourself because you're self-regulating. That's what I teach you, to self-regulate. Now you're going to disconnect and you're going to leave pride where pride is. You're going to leave ego where ego is. That's why he said, let the dead bury the dead, right? And that means that, hey, the low vibration, let the low vibration deal with the low vibration. Let the nasty people deal with the nasty people. Let their kind deal with the nasty people. Let them deal with themselves. But you just reminded yourself, I am not that. Disconnect. I didn't say cut them off. Disconnect. And what you're doing, meaning that you're still present. You see what's going on because you're still present. You're still present. You see the nastiness, but it can't affect you. Do you understand? Meaning this, you got a TV, right? Your power is still on, but if you unplug the TV, it won't work. But the power is still on, right? The power is still on, but you disconnect the TV. Therefore, that means that I can't watch TV. It doesn't mean that it's broken, but I just can't watch it. I can't turn it on. Doesn't mean that it's broken. Just can't watch it. Same one with you. The situation you're going through, I understand that it's happening and they're being nasty, but it didn't break me. I understand that what they're saying, yeah, it can make me feel a type of way because that's what it's supposed to be doing, to make me feel a type of way. But guess what? It's not going to affect me. The enemy can only attack you if you allow him to. But if you learn to self-regulate, identify the situation, acknowledge what it is, bring yourself back present, and you disconnect. Meaning that, yeah, when you walk away, they still going to be doing this. They still going to be talking. But so, what is it going to do for you? Because as you're walking away even richer. Your energy is your currency. You're walking away even richer than you were before. Because now they did not take any power from you. They did not get to attach to your energy. So you don't have to do that crazy mess. I call all my energy back from here, and my power back from here. I'm not calling my power back from no one. Because if you got my power, you got my energy, baby, keep it because it's tainted now. I'm just going to reproduce better. I'm going to reproduce an efficient type of energy now. I'm going to reproduce good energy now. Matter of fact, it's going to be better than that energy. Matter of fact, it's going to be like diesel gas. It's going to be so good, baby. I'm going to create it better, but I know this time with boundaries not to give it away. So you self-regulate and you disconnect. So that's something that I want you to do. If you want to, you can use this as a exercise. When you're going through, you don't have to make it all important. You can just you're self-regulating. What you're doing is telling yourself, you telling your mind, I'm in control. You do not react. We don't react. We respond. How are we going to respond? You tell your brain how you're going to respond, not the brain telling you what to do, because the brain is only going to operate from past experiences. The brain is going to operate from a place where they know, oh no, crash out. No, reprogram your brain. Now, that was the exercise that I want you to do. That's the heart tapping. Now, another one, and that detaches you from anxiety. So now the self-love practice. This is what I want you to meditate. Thank you, Nisha Nicole. This is what I want you to meditate. I am whole with or without anything outside of me. I am whole with or without anything outside of me. I'm whole while I'm hanging by myself, and I'm whole if people don't even come around. But I'm going to give you one better. I want you to take what I just told you because I want you to meditate on that. But I want you to create your own challenge. Whatever. Chat GPT. Take it there. Take this phrase. I am whole with or without anything outside of me. And ask it to create you a workbook off of that and give you activities for a week, 30 days, whatever it is, so you can become, right? This is something so you can work on yourself. It'll give you something to work on yourself, to constantly remind you of something, right? Constantly remind you like, wait a minute, It'll give you something to always be able to, you guys, to start being creative with. I'm teaching you how to self-heal, different ways that you can self-heal. So I'm going to say it one more time. I am whole with or without anything outside of me. Or take that, break it down, study it. What does it mean to be whole without, with or without? What does it mean? Study it, become it. You become that person. So our not affirmation, our declaration. I don't do affirmations over here because with affirmations it's supposed to, you say it and say it until you believe it, right? And you become it. But a lot of people don't understand that they have to get out of the saying and get into the believing. So I put you straight into declarations because you declare it to be so, meaning that it is so, meaning that it is. So the declaration is, I detach from what drains me and attract what aligns with me. Because now that you said it out loud, that's how you're going to act. Because it's a declaration. What you told your mind is, we doing this. Versus an affirmation, I'm trying to convince you we're doing this. This declaration, I detach from what drains me and attract what aligns with me. So now your mind is perceiving things and going through things. See, it's going through its database and it's going through things. Now that person come with that same nonsense and it say something and you like, wait a minute, your mind throw up that urgent red flag, that urgent light bulb and say, hey, that's draining. Remember, we need things that's going to align with us. But what are you trying to align to? Are you trying to align to a healed version of you? Who are you? Is first where you need to start. So your mind can attach it to that. Once your mind attaches it to that, like, okay, this is not healed, so this is draining. You're going to drain us. No, you make your mind work for you. You hear me? You teach it what you needed to do. Your beliefs, what you needed to do, not what the world told you that you trained it from birth to become what the world needed it to be. Now, your homework, y'all ready for this? Y'all got to have notebooks now. Your homework is identify one emotional attachment to release. Identify one emotional attachment to release. Write a closure paragraph to it. Once you write that closure paragraph, you know how I tell you guys to do something with it. Well, in this sense, you're going to do nothing with it, right? You can have you want to do. I told you guys, I teach you how to journal, and you're going to have a journal for different things in your life. One journal for your daily life is not going to be good for you, baby. I'm going to tell you that. Listen. You need a different journal for different things. So in this journal, your daily journal, you're going to have your daily journal. And with your daily journal, you know, those are things. First off, let's talk about journaling. Let me put a pin in this. We're going to come back to this homework. This is where we left off at. Let me explain to you what journaling is. A lot of people use it as a diary. A lot of people use it as a whatever come to mind and get it out of their head. They try and detox their mind that way, right? And they use it the wrong way. And when they're using it that way, they're not getting anywhere. They're not growing. They're just stagnant and going through a process. A journal is not a diary. Well, your journal can be whatever it is, but an effective journal, what you would do is you would have one for each thing. With me, I had one for my business. I had one for my personal. I had one that when I dream, I had one for, that's just how it was. That was just me. Because the journaling is not for the right now. The journaling is for the future. What you write down now is you speaking to a thing. You're not speaking to a thing from a place of what the world brought you, you know, from ego, pride, trying to make sure it flows good and it sounds good. You're speaking from a place of your true authentic self. You know, when you start writing and it gets slanted and you misspelling stuff and you missing this and you missing that. And it's the reason for that. A lot of people look at that as, oh, when I finish, I'm going to reread it. You're not supposed to reread it. And the reason being is because the messages in it is just not for you at this time and in this moment. It's not for you at this time and in this moment. Baby, when you come back to it, it's things that you're going to identify about that journal is, one, that you completed a task. You were set out for a task. You said you wanted to heal and you did that. Now, two, you look back at, and I look at my writing and I'm like, dang, I remember I was in that place of hurt. I remember where I was when I wrote that. I remember that feeling that I was feeling right now. And then I see where I am today. See, I am healed now. So that person that was writing on that paper at that time was my true authentic self asking for help. It was, and now I became her and I can help her by creating boundaries of what it was that put her in that place. So with your homework, you have your homework notebook, right? Because if anywhere you see me, I give assignments. You have your homework. I want you to identify one emotional attachment to release. One emotional attachment to release. And then I want you to write a closure paragraph for tonight. What am I emotionally holding on to? What am I emotionally holding on to? What do I fear will happen if I let it go? What am I emotionally holding on to, and what do I fear if I let it go? Now, after you write down what do I fear will happen if I let it go, I want you to meditate on that thing. Remember, what you think becomes your reality. What do I fear of letting it go? Whatever that is, now I want you to meditate and see yourself letting it go, your life without that thing. That's how that is. Now, here's my favorite part of classwork. Because I'm the coach that's going to save the world. How do I save the world? By teaching you how to heal. How do I teach you how to heal? By developing other leaders. So I don't have followers. I don't have you guys codependent on me. I teach you how to be leaders, and I teach you how to stand in your power. So here's what I'm teaching you to learn how to speak a thing. So I have these tabletop talk. I create these little pointers or conversational pieces that you can take to the table with friends, put it in a group chat. You change the way you speak and think. Just bring it out. Have a conversation. It gives you a way to start critical thinking. It gives you a way to look outside the box, look at things from a healed version, or you can see yourself like, dang. Once you say your piece, you answer it, and you ask the next person and they answer, you realize that, dang, I am coming from an unhealed place. I went straight to crash out, and she said, well, you went straight to reacting. I'm going to crash out. And she went to respond. Like, no, I would observe what's going on because it may not be what I think it's going. You see how we heal each other? So here's your first discussion topic. Attachment is not love. Attachment is fear. What does that mean to you? See, I'm going to save the world. How do I save the world? By helping you heal. And then I train the trainer, you go out and teach it as well. Attachment is not love. Attachment is fear. Ask them what that mean to you. Do you feel attachment is love, or do you feel attachment is fear? You may have some people that say, I feel it's both. And the reason being because there is good attachment and then there's bad attachment. And a lot of people don't know the difference. So they get emotionally attached and they think that because they're emotionally attached, they tie it to that. Oh, it's soul tied, so it's meant from God, so it's good. Shut up. No, move. Emotionally attached, it can be very unhealthy because you become codependent. Healthy attachments is what? Interdependency. So that means that, I can show you love, pour into you, and still have my cup full. I'm happy with me and I'm happy with you, but I'm happy without you too. Because I'm healed. So attachment is not love. Attachment is fear. So bring that to the table. Conversation. Here's another one. You cannot move forward holding hands with the past. You cannot move forward holding hands with the past. Put that on the table. When you put that on the table, now ask them, what hands of the past are you holding on to? Because you keep coming here every week talking about my man, my baby. You keep coming here with all this, the same thing, the same cycle. He cheated on me. We back together. He cheated on me. We back together. She cheated on me. We back together. She broke up with me. We back together. What are you holding on? What hand of the past is you holding on to keep allowing this nonsense into your life? These unhealthy emotional attachments into your life. Well, let's take it back to childhood. Because you have abandonment issues. Because somewhere along the line in your childhood, your mom or your dad or somebody that was supposed to love you the most and be there for you was not there for you in the time that you felt they were there. And you process that thing as they don't love me. They don't care about me. You processed a lie because you're a child and it became your truth. And now it's manifested in your adulthood. But let's go back to that child and tell that child that, hey, your dad didn't miss your game. It's not that he wanted to miss all your games. It's not that he didn't show up to your games or whatever it is, because he had to work. He had to work. And in those times, that was the only way you guys could survive. Yes, mom showed up, but dad was never there because he was always working. How about we give him grace if that's the truth? How about we go back to that and speak the truth? Now that we speak the truth, we get away from the abandonment issues and we realize that only reason I had you in my life and I kept putting up with it is because I wanted love so bad. And so as a child, I processed the reason why my dad did not come to my games, right? Is because he felt that I didn't love him or I didn't show enough love to him when he get off work. My sisters, everybody else would go hug him and everything. And I would just say hi. Maybe that's what it is. And that's why you pour so much into emotional attachment, bad emotional attachment to stay in your life. So you cannot move forward holding hands with the past.